Eleanor had worked the emergency room for 20 years, treating strangers with professional distance. It was just another night shift when they wheeled in a motorcycle accident victim. Young man, unconscious, face badly injured beyond recognition. She checked his vitals with practiced efficiency, maintaining her usual emotional walls. Then she lifted his medical bracelet to read the information. The name stopped her cold. Michael Thompson, her son. The same son she hadn't spoken to in 5 years after their terrible fight. Her hands trembled as she whispered, "I'm here, baby." His eyes opened slowly, focusing on her face. "Mom?" he whispered back. Sometimes love survives even the longest silences. Have you ever wondered if your small acts of kindness actually matter? Janet thought she was just buying coffee for a homeless veteran at her subway station. For 2 years, same routine every morning. She'd hand him a few dollars, he'd nod gratefully. They never spoke a word. Then one Tuesday, he wasn't there, or Wednesday, or the rest of the week. Janet asked everyone, station workers, other commuters. Nobody knew anything. Finally, a transit worker pulled her aside with an envelope. The veteran had died alone in the hospital, but left her a letter. It revealed he was a decorated Marine who lost everything to PTSD. Her daily kindness was his only human connection. Sometimes you're someone's entire lifeline without even knowing it. At 11 p.m., Carmen dragged 3 loads of tiny clothes into the empty laundromat. After working 2 shifts, she could barely keep her eyes open. But kids need clean clothes, and this was her only free time. She sat alone under harsh fluorescent lights, feeling invisible to the world. Then, an elderly man named George quietly started folding her children's shirts. He never asked, just helped. Week after week, they met like this. Until one night, George broke down crying. He told her about his wife and 4-year-old grandson, killed in a car accident 5 years ago. Folding baby clothes was the closest he could get to being a grandfather again. Carmen realized something beautiful. She thought he was helping her, but she was helping him too. Sometimes broken people heal by carrying each other's loads. Did you know a bus driver's recognition changed a homeless man's life forever? Barbara had driven the downtown route for years, greeting regulars by name and helping elderly passengers. But one Tuesday morning, a disheveled homeless man boarded with exact change, avoiding all eye contact. Something about his face nagged at her memory as she watched him in the rearview mirror. Then it hit her like lightning. Those same brown eyes, that familiar jawline. Tommy Rodriguez from her 3rd grade class 15 years ago. The bright kid who loved math and always helped his classmates. Her heart raced as she wrestled with whether to say anything. At the next stop, she called out his full name. He looked up with tears streaming down his face. Sometimes recognition is the first step back to dignity. Patricia had played the same lottery numbers for 15 years, never winning more than $10. At 54, she counted coins for gas and bought generic everything on her grocery clerk's salary. During her break, she checked the numbers on her phone like always, expecting nothing. But this time, every single number matched. $50 million. Her hands shook as she called the lottery office, already planning to quit and help her struggling kids. The official's voice was gentle but crushing. Her ticket was purchased one day after the drawing. She'd missed the deadline by 24 hours. Patricia sat in the break room, sobbing into her worn uniform. She'd had everything for 5 minutes. Walking back to her register, she realized hope could be the cruelest gift of all. Did you know a man gave away his entire life savings to someone he couldn't stand? Frank had been feuding with his neighbor for 3 years over a stupid property line. They stole each other's newspapers, blocked driveways, and exchanged cold stares daily. Then Frank found a foreclosure notice on his neighbor's door. His enemy was losing everything. Frank wrestled with his conscience all night, remembering their petty fights over nothing. The next morning, he withdrew $15,000 from his retirement account. He placed it in an envelope and slid it under his neighbor's door. But as he turned to leave, the door opened. Both men stood there, tears streaming down their faces. Pride had blinded Frank to his neighbor's quiet struggle. Sometimes compassion matters more than being right. Sarah walked into the memory care facility expecting another painful visit. For 6 months, her mother hadn't recognized her once. She'd call Sarah by her sister's name or ask where her own mother was. Today felt no different as Sarah sat beside her, showing old family photos. Her mother stared blankly, lost somewhere in the past. During lunch, Sarah helped her eat, going through the motions mechanically. Suddenly, her mother grabbed Sarah's hand with surprising strength. Clarity returned to her eyes for the first time in months. "I know you think I don't recognize you, but I do. I remember everything. I just can't find the words most days." Both women began crying as her mother whispered, "I'm still in here, sweetheart. Don't give up on me." The moment faded quickly, but Sarah finally understood. Love doesn't need words to exist. Marcus walked into the hospital for a routine chest x-ray, texting his wife about picking up groceries on the way home. The 31-year-old construction worker had zero health concerns beyond a minor work accident. He was completely relaxed, scrolling through dinner plans while waiting for his results. Then the radiologist called him back urgently. The x-ray showed a massive tumor in his chest. His world collapsed instantly. Panicked, he called his wife as they scheduled emergency scans. 20 minutes later, a nurse rushed in with shocking news. They had mixed up his x-ray with Robert, a 67-year-old man next door. Marcus felt overwhelming relief, then crushing guilt as he watched Robert learn about his advanced lung cancer. Without hesitation, Marcus donated his entire construction bonus to Robert's treatment. Sometimes our worst fears reveal our greatest capacity for compassion.